right, we'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
So, we got a motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Approved meeting, oh, I'm sorry, claims in the amount of $1,636,803.21.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Purchase a new Timeco sweeper from Environmental Equipment and Services, Inc.
You got it right the first time, Mayor. Timko.
Okay?
Good evening, everyone on the Finance Committee. Nice to see your faces. Been a long time, right? So for your consideration tonight is the purchase of a new Timko sweeper to replace our current unit. Our current unit is a 2014 Timko sweeper. It served us well. It's getting to that point in its life cycle where we look to turn larger pieces of equipment. A couple of reasons why: we kind of get out ahead of the costly repairs, and they hold some trade value for us, so we can, use that money to keep the cost of a new piece of equipment low. So, having said that, street sweeper is a vital piece of equipment that the Public Works Department operates. It helps with our stormwater management plan, with our MS4 program, so on and so forth. So we want to make sure that we have a good sweeper that's not down for repairs, especially when we need it during the spring, summer, and fall. So anyways, reached out to a Timco sales rep. We're going with I'd like to go with Timco for a couple of reasons. A, we're very happy with their service that we've had on our current one. And second, they have a high lift option for their dump box. They're the only manufacturer that has this option. And so we're able to dump into our trucks for, heavy sweeping in the spring and in the fall. And so Timco has kind of been a go-to for a lot of communities in the industry. So anyways, reached out to a local sales rep that we worked with before. They do have a Minnesota state contract, which I believe is in the past we've used for other pieces of equipment. It's similar to the Wisconsin state bid. They came back with a price of $396,865. If you see on the quote, we would get $100,000 in trade-in value for our current unit, so leaving us with approximately $300,000 for the new unit. The cost or the expense would be paid for out of the stormwater utility. The reason why we have the utility is to pay for a piece of equipment like this and ponds, so on and so forth, for our stormwater management plan. So anyways, the current balance of our stormwater utility as of the 27th of December was $523,909, so enough in there to cover the cost of the new sweeper. And then in the issue sheet, I did note that it's probably 12 to 18 months out, so we probably wouldn't see it until 2026 anyway, so definitely have enough funds to cover that cost. So any questions?
Two quick questions. How many units do we have?
We have one unit.
At what point do we decide to keep the old one to double our coverage?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we're getting to that point, especially in the fall with the Leafs. So the last couple of years, I've actually just rented an Elgin street sweeper, more of your traditional sweeper that you see on like movies or TV shows. And that comes at a cost of about $10,000 for a 6-week period. So I've been doing that the last 2 years to supplement, especially in the fall. The fall is the heavy time. That's when we need the 2 sweepers. The rest of the spring and summer, because we don't use a lot of sand for our chemical for road treatment, we don't have a lot in the spring. It's more the fall, and the renting has seemed to be going pretty well. But I get where you're coming from, Randy.
Yeah, I think at some point we gotta take a look at not trading in,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
and bite the bullet. And
Yep.
Well, but at this point, it certainly sounds cost effective for renting one for now.
Yeah. Yep.
So my question is, how many different companies make this type of equipment?
So there's your primary companies are Timco and Elgin that make
Okay.
the driver chassis cab over with the rear dump. And the reason why we have that style compared to the ones with the rear drive or the rear steer is because our dump site is in North Hudson.
Okay,
And obviously, if you're sweeping in Red Cedar Canyon and you're driving a traditional sweeper to North Hudson to dump, we wouldn't get the entire city swept, right? So that's why we tend to go towards the cab over chassis, and there's two primary manufacturers.
okay, so is the Elgin a cab over chassis as well?
They do make a cab over chassis.
What's the
option.
price difference between these? Are they competitive?
They're similar.
So we're not
Like I
really
said,
paying much more for the
No, and the
Timco?
only reason I didn't get an Elgin quote is just because they don't have that high lift capacity. We wouldn't be able
Oh.
to dump in our trucks. So
Okay.
it would be a piece of equipment, especially in the fall, that wouldn't serve the community long-term.
Okay, thanks.
I'll move we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action to purchase wildland technical rescue PPE.
Good evening,
Steve?
Mayor, Finance Committee. This is a continuation of the gear we had purchased last year for our members. With our new members coming on, we need to buy gear for them. So went out for quotes. The same company that we got our gear from last year came in low bid again this year. This is a 50-50 match from the DNR. We applied for a DNR grant last year, or last summer. We received the grant again, so 50% of this will be reimbursed by the state of Wisconsin. So looking for approval to go ahead and purchase the tech rescue gear.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion?
I do have a question. How many new people are you bringing on to your
It
department?
was the 5 we hired back in July in
Great.
24.
Great. And anticipating another group hopefully this year, or?
I don't think so right now. We're not anticipating any retirements or resignations, so I don't think this year we'll have to.
So you're at a full of what
Yeah.
you'd like to have in
Correct.
terms
Yep.
of your staff?
Yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action to purchase new turnout gear.
Same thing, for our 5 new members, we're looking to purchase new turnout gear for them. This price is the state technical college competitive bidding that's bid out through tech colleges for all their gear. Fire departments can jump on this bid. It is the lowest that I could find out there. So it was already previously part of our capital for 2025. We already earmarked part of our capital for this turnout gear to be purchased. So,
What did we budget for it?
for safety equipment?
Yeah.
20,000.
Okay, so we're under that.
Yep.
Okay. Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. 2025 to 2027 ESRI licensing agreement.
All right, so the ESRI licensing agreement is our GIS programs for the city of Hudson. So GIS programs are utilized by various departments, including storm, water, sanitary, community development uses it right now, engineering. But anyways, our current license expired at the end of 2024. So we're looking to renew for a 3-year term. It's $16,000 each year. We'd be paid for out of split between 3 of the utilities because they're the primary users, which would be storm, water, and sanitary. And by going with this new licensing agreement, it would open up our licenses because we're kind of capped with our old one. That would allow the clerk's office, the fire department, police department, library to utilize our ESRI systems in the future if they want to explore options and things that we can put online for public input, so on and so forth. So anyways, without agreeing to this license, it is a service contract. We wouldn't be able to house our GIS systems anymore, which are very important to maintaining the city. So looking for approval.
What are the costs? What was the cost, the previous cost for this?
So our previous cost was about $9,000 per year.
But it was capped.
It is up. So the reason it's up is we met with the ESRI sales team, and we're right at our cap of our old system. So for $8,000, we could get 10 users. Okay, now obviously, with our field staff, you know, we're maintaining, we're keeping maintenance records on our ESRI program, so on and so forth. Our GIS staff were having a hard time. They were kind of piecemealing things together, and they were having a hard time doing things for community development that they wanted to do, and it was just limiting them on what the software has available. And so we met with them. The program that we brought forward tonight is a cloud-based system, so obviously all the data is stored in the cloud. There was a server-based system that was a couple $1,000s cheaper per year, but it had limited users and you had to maintain the server. So it's like for a couple $1,000s more a year, it just made sense. It's in the cloud. We don't have to worry about maintaining servers, so on and so forth. And it's just allows us 100 users compared to the 10 that we're at right now. So a lot more flexibility in the future.
Does the traffic safety reporter link into that system also?
Yep.
So that's something that the public is actually using?
Yep, absolutely.
When they're reporting public safety concern that they have within the city, they can locate precisely where their concern is, and then our staff committee looks it over. So, yeah, it serves a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Move to approve.
Second,
A motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion?
I just had one question. Who is the key staff person? Is it Nick?
His name is Nick O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
Thank you. He that runs it, thank you. He does a great job.
Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I don't have anything. Anybody?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We stand adjourned.